and welcome to the channel. Thank you for sparing your time out to check out this review. Hope you enjoyed the new intro on the channel that was made by Gianno Joel. You can find his contact details in the description box below and tell him I sent you if you're interested in getting music done for your intro. But today we're here to talk about The Map That Leads to You, which dropped on Amazon Prime on August 20th, starring Madelyn, Cline, KJ Apa, and many more, which we'll get into. And KJ Apa was the draw for me to check this one out, as I really enjoyed his performance as Archie in the series Riverdale. This is based on the novel by J.P. Moninger, and this is directed by Lasse Hallström. The Map That Leads to You tells the story of Heather, played by Madelyn Cline, and her friends Connie and Amy, played by Sofia, Wylie, and Madison Thompson. They go travelling around Europe. However, on this road trip, Heather comes across the charming Jack, who's played by KJ Apa. Those two start to see each other, start to fall in love, and this really questions her life decisions. What is my ultimate thoughts on it overall? Well, I think it's okay. It's got some really great messages, but it is kind of a mediocre movie. Now, what I mean by this is it clocks in at around 90 minutes, 95 minutes, maybe maximum if you exclude the credits. Okay, so positives firstly, I appreciate that this was shot mainly on location in Portugal. From what I read on IMDb, the sites, the locations that is used is really nice. You just tell it's just in a beautiful city, and the movie is competently shot, like some of Lasse Hallström's movies that he's done before. So yeah, props on that for the location settings and not just filmed in a studio. Secondly, the performances from everyone does okay with what they're given. You're not going to see any spectacular performances in terms of Oscar winning or Academy Award nominations. The music that accompanies The Map That Leads to You is done pretty well. I feel like the music does fit the scenes for most part, and I didn't really think as if it was all out of place. But again, it's not, say, for example, like a playlist I'm going to shove onto my Spotify right after the movie. I just didn't get those kind of vibes. But the biggest positive I would probably give The Map That Leads to You personally is I feel like the messages here is conveyed pretty good. It's also a really nice message at the helm of it, which is primarily that life passes you by. You could have health scares, anything can happen, but realistically, are you living in the moment? Are you doing what you want to achieve in life? But this movie also makes you question the value and appreciation of life. And what I mean by that is maybe we've got expectations for ourselves. Maybe we have a plan as such in place of being, right, by this age, I want to accomplish this, this, and this. We also have the expectations of, are we trying to do the best for ourselves, or maybe the best for our loved ones, or, trying to make someone proud. But in actuality, what do we want to be doing in life? This movie does tackle that, which is a heavy subject, and it did make me genuinely think about life and every single day, because I'm a kind of person, ideally, I try and live each day the best that I can and do whatever I can while I'm here, So I do really appreciate that aspect of The Map That Leads to You. Now, where the mediocre movie part of this movie comes in is because it's such a small runtime, it doesn't flesh out our characters completely. It feels as if it's kind of a forced love story at times, especially the beginning part. I was kind of getting a bit creepy stalker vibes. I know it's not probably like that in the novel, but in the movie, they didn't really represent that well. Especially in a modern time, it kind of came across being like, you meet this random guy on a train, you talk for a little bit, and then he's following you off the train, and yeah, you go separate ways, but then he sees you on that night because he overheard a conversation, so he decides to go there. And yes, I appreciate that, maybe infatuation. I get it, but it came off a little bit creepy, which by the end, I definitely did have some emotions. The movie won me over in terms of the emotion of this love being captured, this young love, but there was still that element. I was a bit like, this started out kind of weird. And I feel as if they have a few storylines that's going on, especially with Heather and her friends. Again, I feel as if some of it is just a bit cringy, a bit forceful, not really amazing chemistry. And the problem is, especially with this young love with KJ Apa and Madelyn Cline, I'm not saying that they don't have chemistry. I did feel a little bit there, but I just feel as if they're not given enough to work with to fully develop this story, where emotionally maybe left me in a wreck, or being like, right, this is one of the greatest love stories I've ever seen. Okay, this is going to be like a yearly watch. I just didn't get those vibes. And I do feel that the movie does suffer and lacks from that overall, with the emotional connection that ultimately this needs to deliver to audiences who are fan of rom-coms, or if you're not a fan, to convert someone to being a fan of that genre. And The Map That Leads to You unfortunately didn't do that. So I'm kind of in the middle in this one. I'd probably give it a 2.5 out of 5. But have you caught this movie on streaming? Are you planning to? It is currently on Amazon Video right now. Well, hey, leave your comments down below so we can continue the discussion down there. And in the meantime, if you haven't seen these videos of mine, well, hey, click over here, have yourself a bit of a deep dive. Till the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.